This video is to show you how to properly winterize a pool. We've got a fiberglass pool here. First step is raise the anchors, and we're about to drain the equipment and blow the lines. This pool has a Polaris and a water fountain feature. All these lines need to be blown out to make certain there's no freeze damage. Some pools require a special jet removal tool. In preparation for blowing out the lines, we have to remove the jet eyeballs so we can install winter plugs after blowing the lines out. This tool is designed to take out eyeballs. You should clean a pool before you close it. Any debris in a swimming pool can lead to staining, leaves, small debris. So basically this pool's pretty clean, but we're going to go ahead and give it a quick vac as we're pumping the water level down to remove any debris that could possibly stain the surface. We'll take the water level down slightly below the skimmer to compensate for rainwater. As it rains, the pool will fill back up, and if we take it down below the skimmer, the customer won't have to come out and pump the pool out to prevent water buildup on the cover. This pool's on the water, and we treat the anchors with some Lubal, which is a silicone lubricant which prevents the salt water from getting to these bronze anchors. Now that we've cleaned the pool, we're going to net the surface. We install a floater chlorinator. We're going to bring it about 4 inches below the skimmer because this one is fiberglass, no risk of float. We're up on a huge hill here. You got to be careful pumping pools down. If there's a high water table, vinyl liners will float in the winter. Everybody says pump them down, just be careful there. Then we're going to add some liquid chlorine, which will hold this pool throughout the course of the winter. The cover on this pool, you'll see it when I do it. But we're about ready to blow the lines. Now that we've pumped the pool down, we're ready to blow out the lines. This equipment, that's our blower, but their equipment has a chlorinator, pump, filter, heater. We're not going to disconnect the heater yet because we want to shoot air through that heater and thoroughly blow it out. He's getting ready to hook the blower up, and when he does, we will manipulate this main drain line and skimmer line to direct the water to the skimmer, and then we'll shoot air through the return lines and blow them out with air. And then what we'll do is when the main drain starts bubbling, we'll hydro lock it. As soon as the main drain starts bubbling, we'll take this Jandy valve right here, lock that line shut. Water can't come back from the pool to this system. It's hydro locked. All right, here we go. He's got the blower on, forcing it into the line with the skimmer valve open. Alrighty, we're ready to put a gizmo in the skimmer, James. Plug the skimmer. Now we're blowing with the main drain open. What that's going to do is that water geyser you see there is shooting water through the bottom line, through the bottom of the pool. There's no way to plug something. No way to plug something coming out the very bottom of the pool. What we do is while it is blowing, turn off the main drain. It is now hydrolocked. Water can't come back to the pump. He's blowing the lines now with the multi-port valve set to recirculate. That forces water through the heater all the way out the lines of the pool. And what you do next is plug the one bubbling the most. And that's usually the one closest to the pump. And as you plug that return, it in turn blows the next line out. And you just follow that sequence, plugging all these lines. A lot of pool contractors don't plug lines, but you can see that by the time you pump a pool down, that returns probably 4 inches below water level. You have a horrible freeze. You got a major cut the deck out repair going on over not blowing your lines out. Every pool, all good, winterizes, we blow the lines out. The next one to blow is the Polaris line fitting. If you follow this sequence, every underground line is full of air. No chance of freeze in this pool. This pool had a fountain feature. All I had to do was open the returns to the fountains, and what happens is we're blowing the fountains out. These lines can freeze too. Just blow them vigorously until they start spitting air. Get all the water out of these lines. Don't need to plug them, because once you blow the water out, there's no way for the water to go back in the lion's mouth. Any features you have on your pool, make sure you blow them out thoroughly. Even though we've blown all the lines out, the heater has a drain plug on it. Just to make certain, even though we pumped air through this heater, we're going to remove the winter drain plug to make sure this exchanger is drained. This is the first thing to freeze. The exchanger is copper. Anything metal is the first thing to grab onto the cold air and crack. You see, even though this heater was blown, there's still got a trickle of water in there. Again, take no chances. Then we leave all valves in the open position. That's the lion's head display. All valves open position, except for the main drain valve. We have it remaining closed so that it's hydrolocked. Next, we'll drain the filter, drain the pumps, Polaris pump, pool pump, filter tank, drain it. And whenever you winterize a pool, you always leave the multi-port valve in a mid position. This takes the stress off of the gasket underneath. To ensure that this pool stays clear all winter, we treat it with 5 gallons of liquid chlorine, which is a commercial bleach. Instead of household bleach is 5%, this product is about 18%. Walk around the perimeter, pour it in the pool. Basically, if you have a deep end, you put a little more in the deep end. When we open this pool, it will be clear. Hire a professional to winterize your pool. At least make certain, this is the plug that we use to plug the skimmer. At least make certain you put this in the skimmer. What it does is occupies space in the skimmer. Water is going to go in that skimmer through the throat if it fills up with water. And this plug squashes instead of freeze cracking your skimmer. Absolute essential. This is a Mako safety cover we've installed, except for it's called a PermaGuard. It is a solid cover with the mesh strip down the center that allows it to drain but keeps the sun out. This cover will open clean except for a trace of debris down the center. As a courtesy, most pool contractors will store return eyes, winterization plugs out of the filters and pumps, Polaris pump plug. They'll store them right in the pump basket. That way, in the event somebody else opens this pool other than us, you know exactly where everything's at to get this thing going quick. This job is complete, cover's on. The self-drain, when it rains, will run to the center, drain into the pool. The benefit of this cover is no light goes through. They make a safety cover that's all mesh, and the problem with that is sunlight goes through, and when you open them, they're green. So this is the latest. It's been out about 5 years. Right now it's 2011. Mako came out with this cover. We've had huge success with it. When we open this pool, the water's clear. Just it's kind of a silt line down the middle where the pollen and debris flows through the mesh in the center. Just it's kind of a silt line down the middle where the pollen and debris flows through the mesh in the center. But basically start the system, put the plugs back, set the anchors, and vacuum this pool to waste, and they're operational in 1 day. If you wanted a quality job done on your pool, call All Good Supply Corp. We'll be glad to take care of you. Thank you. Our phone number is 757-826-4890. One other thing we do for this customer is blow out his dock line. Again, it's a line for water to the pier, and it will burst every time. So he's pretty much done with his pool, done with his boat. And, just do a couple of little added things to save the customer time and money. My name's Tom. Glad to shoot this video. Hope it helps, is informative, and helps you get your pool winterized.